Welcome back to the deep dive. Our mission here is always, to take this huge amount of industry news.
Value announcements.
Exactly, and just refine it into the specific, memorable bits of knowledge you actually need to be, well, instantly in the loop. And today we're focusing on something pretty massive. It's Titan Manga's exclusive 2026 English manga debut lineup.
This is a major announcement, and it feels really strategic. We've got 3 titles, and they're staggered across the summer. It seems like they're designed to hit 3 completely different parts of the manga world.
Right.
So our goal is to peel back the layers on each one. We'll talk creators, plot, the release dates.
Yeah.
So you really get why this is shaping up to be an extraordinary chapter for English manga fans.
Absolutely. We're moving through a whole spectrum here. It's this delicious blend of different genres. So the 3 debuts are in order. Tojima Wants to be a Kamen Rider.
Pure comedy.
Laugh out loud funny. Then we dive into high fantasy with School for Wizards, Old Enough to Learn Magic. And finally, we get into some pretty heavy stuff with the assassin laughs at Twilight.
And it's not just a random collection of titles, you know? It feels like a commentary on what people want right now. Diverse stories, adaptations of things people already love, anime, light novels, and bringing them to the page.
Celebrating the fantastical and the hilariously relatable.
Exactly.
Okay, let's unpack this. We have to start with the zaniest one first. We're beginning with Tojima Wants to be a Kamen Rider. Now, a lot of you might know this one already. There was an anime on Crunchyroll.
Right. It has a built-in audience.
It does. And now, the original manga from Yokosaru Shibata is getting its English release. That's July 14th, 2026.
And the premise here, it really relies on understanding the cultural weight of what it's making fun of. Kamen Rider is, it's the cornerstone of tokusatsu.
Can you just give a quick refresher on that?
Sure. It's the Japanese term for live-action shows that use a ton of special effects.
Yeah.
Usually, a masked superhero fighting monsters.
It's iconic, bombastic,
And deeply nostalgic for a lot of people.
And what Shibata does is just brilliant. He takes all that classic high-octane spectacle and smashes it right into the most mundane life imaginable.
Which belongs to Tojima Jr.
Our hero, a mild-mannered office worker. He is the last person you'd pick to be a hero. But he has this powerful, unshakable delusion, or maybe it's his destiny, that he is meant to be Kamen Rider.
The comedy is just incident because of everything he doesn't have.
Exactly.
He has absolutely no superpowers, no special gear.
And definitely no sweet rocket-powered motorcycle.
None. His power is purely aspirational. He's just driven by this raw desire to be that hero, even though the reality of being an adult is constantly crushing him.
And that's where the satire really sings. That's what makes it so relatable. The story merges his soul-crushing bureaucratic office life with these bombastic, low-budget thrills of his fantasy.
I love the examples.
They're so specific. Like, you see Tojima trying to save the world by, grappling with a malfunctioning homemade monster suit right after he survived a 2-hour soul-crushing meeting with his boss.
That contrast is the whole genius of it.
Yeah.
It's skewering the age-old struggles of adulthood, the grind, the exhaustion, how bureaucracy makes you feel so small. And then it puts that right next to the pure optimism of a childhood dream.
Yes.
And by making his heroism so internal, so improvised, it sort of urges him and you, the reader, to stay true to that part of yourself, even if it means fighting imaginary monsters after your 9 to 5.
It's the perfect catharsis, isn't it?
Totally.
If you feel like your job is sucking the life out of you, watching Tojima fight a monster made of cardboard boxes, it gives you permission to laugh at your own situation.
It's a really heartfelt story wrapped in just ridiculous physical comedy.
And moving it from anime back to the manga lets the creator's original pacing and, the panel work really shine. That's so important for content.
The timing, yeah. It promises that perfect blend of gut-busting laughter and some genuinely heartfelt moments about clinging to your inner child.
And we don't have long to wait for that escape. As we said, Volume 1 of Tojima Wants to be a Kamen Rider lands July 14th, 2026.
A very strong opener for the summer.
A strong opener. Now, let's use that date as an anchor and just pivot completely. We are shifting gears from that relatable low-stakes absurdity
to high-stakes magical destiny.
Exactly. The second title is School for Wizards Old Enough to Learn Magic. This is an adaptation of Yuhi Ueno's light novels with illustrations by Noki.
And this one comes out almost immediately after Tojima. It hits shelves just 1 week later, July 21, 2026. This is where we dive into that fantasy school setting, but there's a critical twist. It elevates it, I think.
So the protagonist is Roy Avalum, and he's in this world where his family name carries a lot of weight.
A noble line, but a feared one.
Right, so he's already got these burdens and expectations on him. He's operating in a really complex, stratified, magical world.
What's fascinating here is the catalyst, the thing that kicks off the whole story. It's not a slow discovery of his powers or anything like that. It's abrupt. It's a dramatic trigger. Roy has this really unforgettable, tense run-in with a rival classmate, a moment of extreme pressure. And it doesn't just push him to his limits. It violently snaps him back to memories of a past life.
Ah, okay, the past life memory. That's a classic device, especially in stories from light novels.
It is, but it's used so effectively here. It's the classic aha moment.
Yeah.
But it's a complete paradigm shift for him. He's not just a struggling noble heir anymore.
He suddenly has, what, thousands of years of wisdom.
Precisely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this trope solves the pacing problem. Roy doesn't need 20 chapters to learn basic spells.
He already knows them.
Better than anyone. This recollection instantly ignites this fierce ambition in him because he remembers a level of magic that just doesn't exist anymore. He's suddenly armed with forgotten, advanced skills from that past life.
So all the other stuff, the noble family, the rival, the school itself, that's all just the framework. The real engine of the story is the knowledge he gets.
Right.
Is it like a cheat code then? Or does it become more of a burden?
It's definitely both. And that's where the depth comes from. He sets out to master his magically charged destiny, but he's kind of a time traveler in his own body. He knows techniques his world thinks are lost or too dangerous.
I see.
It turns it from a simple school story into one about self-discovery, where he has to reconcile the limits of the present with the boundless power of the past.
That sounds like a fantastic exploration of how knowledge can just propel you forward, forcing you to claim a power that society didn't even know you could have.
It's empowering fantasy at its best. A story about seizing control of your abilities no matter where they came from. That feeling of becoming instantly capable that really resonates with readers.
Okay, moving on to our third and final title in this lineup. It arrives a bit later in the summer. The Assassin Laughs at Twilight. And here's where it gets really interesting.
It does.
Because we're moving into a much darker, much more morally complex space. We're talking drama and supernatural suspense.
This one adapts the light novels by Meguri Kukuru with art by Minako Iwasaki. It's out August 18th, 2026.
And this one, you really have to start with the origin story, don't you? It's poignant. And it's critical to the main character's conflict.
You're right. We have to slow down and appreciate the tragic weight of it because it sets the emotional tone for everything.
So, lay it out for us.
We begin with a brilliant surgeon, a man whose entire life is dedicated to healing. And he meets this untimely, violent end during a massive earthquake.
And the tragedy is compounded, right?
It is. In his final moments, he was trying to save his only sibling. He dies trying and failing to save the one person who mattered most.
A noble death, but also a failure. And that failure becomes the engine for his new life. His identity is just fractured from the very beginning.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, his rebirth isn't some gentle reincarnation.
No.
He's immediately thrown into this violent, enigmatic new world as an assassin.
Which is a profound moral paradox.
Exactly. The man who lived to heal is reborn with the sole purpose of killing.
Yeah.
He has to navigate the murky waters of vengeance while constantly wrestling with the ghost of his past life, the surgeon he was, the brother who failed.
So every single action he takes as an assassin is a betrayal of who he used to be. He's just stuck in this permanent identity crisis. He has the knowledge of a healer, but the only tools he's given are those of a killer.
And that tension is the central pillar of the drama. But then the supernatural suspense gets ramped up. Because while he's on one of these dark new missions, he encounters a girl.
Okay.
And she bears a striking, almost uncanny resemblance to the sister he lost.
Wow. So that raises all these huge questions for you as the reader.
Instantly.
Is she just a projection of his guilt? Is it a real reincarnation? Or is she like a target in the mission he's supposed to be on?
Exactly. The whole story is this rich tapestry woven with themes of duty, identity, loss, all revolving around that impossible choice. Does he embrace the killer he is now or cling to the memory of the healer he was?
Especially now that his lost past has seemingly appeared right in front of him.
That complexity makes it a powerhouse of psychological drama. It perfectly rounds out the summer lineup on August 18th.
It's a beautifully diverse slate. It really is. You've got the therapeutic laughter of Tojima Wants to be a Kamen Rider on July 14th.
Then the high-stakes fantasy of School for Wizards on July 21st.
And finally, the deep existential drama of The Assassin Laughs at Twilight on August 18th.
It's an aggressive move by Titan Manga. It shows they're committed to adapting and translating these high-quality, beloved stories from Japan. And for you, the reader, it just means a summer that's guaranteed to have something for you, no matter what your taste is.
So what does this all mean when we zoom out a bit? We've gone through 3 very different titles, but they're all linked by one thing. They're all adaptations.
Right. From anime to manga, light novel to manga, this is an original IP. These are established, proven worlds.
And we've talked about why these stories work, whether it's Tojima's completely absurd fight against corporate life,
Or Roy's magical awakening, or the tragic identity loop in the assassin story.
So what is it about these established characters and worlds that makes them so fertile for adaptation? Why does a publisher invest in moving them across mediums like this?
I think that's the provocative thought for you to take away today. When a publisher chooses to adapt a story, they're making a bet. They're betting that the story's core emotional themes, the search for meaning, the ambition for mastery, the struggle for identity after trauma, that those themes are powerful enough to sustain their emotional resonance.
No matter how you experience them.
Exactly. Regardless of whether that story is on a TV screen, in an audiobook, or on the printed page. So the question for you is, which medium do you think serves that core message best?